What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
And I'm Chevy.
And a quick reminder to play Friday the 13th, the game, and Laser League, both offer for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to play those if you have time this month. I know it's broke October. It's going to be very fucking broke-tober. It's going to be very hard to play these games, but play those games. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. Let us know what we thought of them. We'll let you know what we thought of them. And our game of the month, randomly picked, is Secret World Legends. Free to play, so you have nothing to lose. Try that out. Play that, or if you played in the past, come back at the end of the month for Game of the Month. We'll talk about that as well. We are also on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms you prefer to listen to us. And if you want to watch us, come over to YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out. And we have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. Also, another real quick reminder that TasteCast was delayed by about a day. So if you were wondering during the weekend what happened to that, it released Monday. So make sure to go back and watch that if you want to watch that. We talked a little bit about some plans moving towards 1,000 subs. So if you're curious about that, check that out. Before we get into the 3 bits of news that we do have some somewhat of a warning. PSA for all of our members of this community. You may already know about it, but we want to make sure if you're playing on PlayStation 4, you know about this. So go ahead and let them in on that info.
So like Seth said, a lot of you probably already know about this, but in the off chance you don't, we want to make sure that you do know about it. Right now, there is essentially there's a message going around right now on PS4s that will show up as a box with a question mark in it, which is presumably similar to how a lot of things operate. It's a symbol or a language it can't understand. Now, in the case that you do check this message, it can put your system in a infinite rebooting loop is the best way to word that,
aka fuck your PS4.
Right. So so try to avoid that until Sony does fix it, which they have acknowledged the issue, and they are working on a fix right now. It is also worth noting that there is instructions that Sony has put on their UK support, probably on their English or American one as well. I'm not 100% sure on that aspect, but essentially delete the message using the PlayStation mobile app. Restart your PlayStation 4 in safe mode. Once the system is off, press and hold the power button again, release it until you hear a second beep, and
one beep will sound when you first press, and then another 7 seconds after. So I'm going to reread that so you guys get it. Restart your PS4 in safe mode. Here are the official instructions via Sony. Once the PS4 system is off, press and hold the power button again. Release it after you hear the second beep. One beep will sound when you first press, and another 7 seconds later. Number 3, select rebuild database.
Yeah. And that should bring your PlayStation back to normal, but you do need to get rid of that message. That is kind of a huge one, because obviously it doesn't make sense to fix your console if you're going to break it again. So
yeah, for sure. So hopefully you guys don't experience this. I sure as fuck hope I don't, because like I said, I don't want my PS4 being fucked by this bullshit. It's ridiculous. And Sony's aware of it, so hopefully they will get this fixed up, and we won't have to worry about it ever again in a perfect world. First bit of news. You got anything else you want to say on that?
No.
All right. So obviously EA earlier this year announced, to a lot of people's disappointment, Command & Conquer Rivals, and people have been very vocal about that, me included. A lot of people have. And with that, on Reddit recently, Jim Vasella, who is the producer at EA, said the following. Following the reveal of Rivals, we heard you loud and clear. The Command & Conquer community also wants to see the franchise return to PC. And as a fan of CNC for over 20 years, I couldn't agree more. With that in mind, we've been exploring some exciting ideas regarding remastering the classic PC games and already have the ball rolling on first effort to celebrate the upcoming 25th year anniversary. Holy shit, I'm fucking old. The original Command & Conquer released on PC in 1995, and he also went in to say that if they do a remaster, which he is definitely working towards, like I said, the ball's already rolling, there will be no microtransactions in this. So what do we think about the prospect of a remaster to not only just the original Command & Conquer, but they do say some of the Command & Conquers? Obviously, Red Alert 2, people would be very much wanting. There's a couple other ones there too as well. What do we think about that? What do we think about that response to... he's being nice, but probably the criticism of getting an announcement for Command & Conquer that was a mobile game. And what'd you think about the mobile game?
I don't really care about the mobile game at all, to be honest.
I'll just get my thoughts out on that too. Very disappointed. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. Give me a fucking Command & Conquer. I'm a big fan of the series. Anyway.
So, I will say... this, for the most part, is actually really good news for Command & Conquer fans, and even though that may not be the news you wanted to hear, I think the part that you really got to pay attention to here is they're taking what they heard from people and they're putting out essentially what I would consider test fuel. It's cheaper than making a new game, and if it does well, it shows them the interest is actually there, because the only thing that really screams loud and clear to companies most of the time is money. So,
which is why I'm boycotting Battlefield 5. Opposite spectrum. Anyway, same company.
But yeah, I mean, it's essentially, if you're a Command & Conquer fan, and even if this isn't necessarily the Command & Conquer you want, I would probably suggest, at the very least, probably picking it up anyways to show the interest for the series is there. It sounds like a weird thing to say, but it is kind of speaking with your wallet. So that's really all I have to say on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point you make, that this is testing the waters and seeing what people think. It's a really safe way to do that because the game and the assets and the ideas and all the numbers are already done. They've been done for a long time. All they got to do is make it look nice. If they make it look really nice, I might pick it up, even though I have a bone to pick with EA right now, and typically always do, like most people. But it is worth mentioning that it is cool to hear EA say two things. One, they're listening to us. Second, they're not trying to get extra money from us. It's very unlike EA. So that's kind of nice to hear. So I hope they can get this rolling. I'd like to see what they can do with it. Like I said, I'd really like to see the original Command & Conquer, but definitely Red Alert 2. I'd like to see Generals. I know a lot of people probably don't talk about that a whole lot, but I really like the General series. Or the Generals game. I think they're going to make Generals 2, but they never did. Or did they? Let me know in the comments. I don't remember. A lot of the newer Command & Conquers I wasn't too into after Generals. But anyway, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I actually still have one of those like collections of all the Command & Conquers. It's got all of them there. So definitely like the series. And if they make it pretty enough, like I said, I would definitely not be opposed to picking it up just because I love the series. And like you said, that financial incentive could tell them we want a new, not mobile Command & Conquer that looks like garbage. No disrespect to anybody who's excited for that. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, fair. Would you play Command & Conquer Remastered? Or not really your forte? Or
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I enjoy the series, but like,
yeah,
at their core, they're competitive games, and with the way the games have changed over the years, it might be too simple of a premise for me to pick up the game with just the fact that obviously the bread and butter there would be to play it against people. I'd probably get burnt out if it.
Dude, you play with friends against bots. It's fun. Age of Empires, dude. I love that series.
I'm not doing it with those games now or anything too. So
you need a newer RTS.
I need incentive to be interested in the genre, I think, again. So
that was the thing, and it kind of sucks. This is kind of the pinnacle in my opinion, but Age of Empires 3 finally started having like progression and unlocks and shit you could buy. Yeah. So, and that was like really exciting. And then they just all gave up on RTSs, everybody. So
like StarCraft 2 worked for me.
StarCraft 2 was fucking dope.
It has a campaign and it was actually fun to go through.
That's a fair point. Yeah. A lot of them don't really have, I mean, they kind of have campaigns, but it's more so just like kill this guy, kill this guy.
Well,
blah,
and I think
blah.
they
And
showed that you can do one
yeah,
100%.
they're really good about variety too per level, so
Mm-hmm.
which is really nice. I played through the vanilla game of it, and I enjoyed the whole fucking thing. So
Yeah, and that's pretty much kind of my point is this might be a little too dated for me. If I don't know, I'm not gonna say no, but it's unlikely I would pick it up. So
it's fair. I'm very excited. Like I said, if it's shiny and new looking, I will pick it up. Let us know in the comments what you think about a remastered version of Command and Conquer. Would you be interested in picking that up? Are you excited at the idea of that? Do you not care about RTSs? Do you not care about Command and Conquer? Do you have another RTS series that is more preferable to you? And if you are excited for Command and Conquer being remastered, which one in particular would you want being remastered first? Second bit of news.
So another one that I'm sure a lot of people have heard about, but we're gonna share our opinions on it.
People who watch us don't play video games.
So
None of them.
Sony has officially come out after many, many, many years of us complaining that we couldn't change our names on our PlayStation accounts. That is around the corner. There is some information to be given there. It's initially going to roll out for people who are part of the PlayStation 4 System Software Beta program, which I believe is called the Preview program. They're going to get, essentially what we should probably expect from it, which is your first time will be free, and after that it'll be $10 USD, or if you're a PlayStation Plus member, $5 USD, which I believe is similar to Xbox's minus the discount thing. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I looked in the Xbox one. And then the general public will get access to this in early 2019. Now, there is a curveball in here. This will work 100% for games made after April 1st, 2018, and the majority of the most played PS4 games released before this date. There is a chance that you will play a game and it will not work with your new name, and you can revert to your old name for free. So what do we think about them finally doing this, and what do you think about the curveball there at the end?
What the fuck? I mean, that's got to be the reason it took them so long to even do this, because they knew that was an issue. That's bizarre. That has to be like an infrastructure on the PS4 thing,
I think
or
it's
their
a
servers.
PS3 problem.
Yeah.
This PSN is for PS4, PS3, and PS Vita.
Because that's a really shitty problem, and that screams to me that they were like, "Do we really want to fucking offer people this if we can't give it to them fully?" Like, it kind of makes sense. That's crazy. Well, fuck, I was excited until you said that last thing. First off, it's about time, dude. It's been so fucking long. It's insane. This has been a thing on Xbox forever. So, really excited that they're finally rolling this out. I think if they give you that free change the first time, that's awesome. Because there's people who have been sitting on their fucking usernames or IDs forever. So the idea that you can finally change that for free is a really good, just like giving back to the fan base thing. It's very respectful to let people do it one time. But the price of $5, $10, I think is fucking way fair. I mean, like, you're changing. You could have something really regrettable you hate, and you've hated for a long time. Maybe you change it and you hate that one too. I don't know. But, paying $5-10 to just get rid of that and have something else. I mean, I think that's a completely fair price. I even said if they did like 15, I think it would be fair. So, doing 5 to 10 is awesome. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I've been thinking about it a little bit, but I have such an attachment to my name that, I mean, it's kind of part of, like, I don't know, like fucking 14, 15 years of my life in other ways. I use Sleep Division, which is my music project. So it's kind of a part of me, but I have thought about maybe changing it to something more oriented with the channel, but for everybody else, this is really exciting. I know a lot of people who have names they've had forever. I feel like Chris, bunch of people who definitely want to change their name. So this is awesome. I really don't like that curveball, but it doesn't matter if I like it or not, because obviously it's something that they can't change very easily. And if they do, they may roll it out in patches. Every once in a while, here's 5 games we fucking fixed it with. It is nice to give you a free way to revert your name as well. So, if you maybe have regrets for some reason, or you really don't like that system,
or you want to play that game that it doesn't work with.
Yeah. You can change back. So that is good. But overall, it's awesome. It's about time. I'm glad they're finally doing that. It's been something that everybody's been wanting for so fucking long. So, yeah, better late than never.
I agree with that last sentiment 100%. It's also, I forgot to mention this, I apologize, but they have a full list of compatible games that will release when they release the program as well. So you'll be able to check your game collection as well. Now, I am one of the people who definitely want to change their name really bad, but I am also probably part of a group of people who are going to have a ridiculous amount of games to worry about with this program. I think for a lot of people, this is probably not going to really affect them too much because what I'm seeing here is major games.
What do you say, normies? You calling normies out?
No, but I mean, your average person is probably buying, AAA titles for their PlayStation, and that's
Madden.
it. As for like, me and you kind of dabble in a little of everything.
I dip my fucking fingers and toes in everything.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna have some really oddball games that I may not be able to play if I change my name. So I'm kind of personally waiting for that compatibility list and to see what their future plans are before I pull the trigger on changing my name. But it is a start, which I'm happy about, and I'm glad they at least said something and have a fallback in case you are one of the people. Yeah, this isn't gonna work for.
It sucks they can't make a system that essentially keeps your old name as reserved in the same server. So like you have your new name in newer games. When you play the older games, it just fucking uses your old name. I feel like that'd be a better way to do it.
Except for the only problem I see there is you're technically reserving 2 names per person at that point.
Sure, but you can revert. So it's still waiting for you to come back.
I suppose it's true.
I don't know how long, because a lot of games will like, you didn't use the name for long enough. They're like, okay, we want to free that up for people. I've seen that a million times in MMOs.
Yeah.
I'll get an email. It's like, you haven't logged in like fucking, we haven't seen you like 60 years, dog. So like, it's finally time to give up fucking Dragon Slayer fucking 666.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not my username.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, and like you said, this has to be like a complicated problem for them because there's no way that they're happy
fucky.
about saying that.
Yeah.
No company wants
No,
to. Like,
that sounds
kind of.
That sounds like shit, dude. I was excited until you said that. I was like, ugh.
But I like personally, and obviously, I don't know anything about the inner workings of PSN, but it did come about when the PS3 came out, and the PS3 itself was this nightmare for the game developers to make games for.
It's nightmare for fucking everybody.
So I think it's just biting them in the ass at that point. So. But yeah.
Sins of the past are coming back to haunt them.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say on it. I like it. I'm excited for people when to use this, but at the same time, that last bit is pretty fucky. So I'm not too comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say on that? Let us know in the comments what do you think about this finally rolling out. Is it about time? Do you not care? You play on Xbox, you're like, dude, you guys are way late to the fucking party, and that sounds like shit. Are you on PS4 and you're thinking about doing it? What do you think about that whole might not work on older games thing, reverting back thing? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to changing your name on PS4. When are you going to change it to so I can get it first? And last bit of news, you guys may have already heard about this because I heard about this a little bit ago, but it's coming back up a little bit. There may be a Diablo announcement this coming BlizzCon, which is speculation, of course, but it is reinforced a little bit because some leaks came out of some merchandise that may be shown off at BlizzCon for the Blizzard gear store that all say Diablo Reign of Terror. So it is being speculated that could be the name of some kind of new Diablo game, which Blizzard has said they are working on multiple Diablo projects right now, which is really interesting. Or it could be expansion, but Blizzard has come out and said that these names and copy used for some of the new products available at BlizzCon this year and not direct references to content at the show. It's a really fucking janky ass way to say that. So anyway, they're essentially saying this is stuff reserved for the show, not necessarily anything indicative of anything they're working on. So yeah, what do we think about this leak? What do we think about that there's actually products we're seeing with that on it? Do we think that it is just like it's nothing? That's just a very specific thing that's unrelated that they're just putting on merchandise to buy, or do we think there's actually something behind this?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
It
It's
is
weird.
a tough one.
I think it's fucking weird.
I mean, they're obviously they've already stated they're working on stuff.
Multiple things,
and
like
we
3 things.
We had kind of talked about before. Well, and one of them got officially announced, which was the Switch version of the game.
Yeah.
So
A first-person Diablo shooter. Doom.
no. So I mean, obviously, we're looking forward to seeing what's going on there. I know out of I would say most Blizzard properties, Diablo's probably our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable saying that.
So
StarCraft second for me.
I would say it, and obviously we've said this a million times, but in case you're new, the name of the channel obviously is Tasty Loot Gaming. We like looting stuff.
And we'll remind you that for fucking years to come.
Yeah. So this kind of game is kind of a huge like staple in our gaming libraries and stuff. So as far as this goes, though, I mean, hopefully it's news that's either an expansion or a new game. But if it's just like something they're doing for merchandise, that's cool for people who are there, I suppose. I don't really have like a strong opinion one way or another because I just kind of leaks don't really do it for me. So
I think this is leaks we take with a grain of salt. I just always think it's fun to speculate on these things and discuss these things because there's got to be merit behind it. There's physical products that have this on it, so I think it's one of 2 things, and I think one of the things they could easily lie about and change up. But if this is a leak for something coming out, they could be lying about it, which makes sense. People do all the time. Hideo Kojima's done it. A bunch of people have done it. Just go, yeah, that ain't a thing, and then it is, which is fine because I'd rather them lie about it and still have fun with the surprise than just go, yeah, someone fucked this over. Here it is. But typically you'll get like a reveal right after that to kind of not ruin that. But it could be that, or it could be what they potentially were going to name something, and now they could just go, okay, scrap that. Fucking that's just those shirts. Let's change the name. We would never know. Or there could be something at BlizzCon, like an event or like an interactive thing you could go do. Like a lot of like conventions will have like an area that's all fucking set up and you go there and they may have shirts. This could be for that. So that would kind of make sense because it doesn't make sense to me at all to have stuff called Diablo Reign of Terror without that being for a specific thing. No one's going like, man, I really wish I had a Diablo shirt that said Reign of Terror on it.
Right.
That just sounds so cool. People would buy it, of course, and Diablo fans will, of course, fucking buy it. But this is so specific that, like, yeah, maybe they'll have like a ball pit you can go jump in, and fucking there's a guy dressed up like goddamn the devil. He goes, bah, I'm gonna fucking kill you all, and you're like, woo, and then you buy shirts. I don't know. That sounds dope as hell. But
I am not with you on that one.
or you don't like those weird zombie things where people
I
like
know
are
what
dressed
you're
like
talking
zombies
about.
and they chase after you. It's just
still
like
think it's that dope.
it's just like, dude, I would love to see Satan in a ball pit with a bunch of people buying fucking merch because of it. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so I think it's probably something like that. It would make sense. Do you think that's that kind of makes sense? Like maybe that could possibly be it.
What, like an event thing?
Yeah.
There's a possibility.
Like you go to the con, there's a thing, and that just shows I was there for Reign of Terror.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, they may have a line of merch. It could literally just be the line of merch, and it could just be like essentially proof that, hey, I was at this year's BlizzCon. Here's my shirt. So
I mean, yeah, they could even have like a talk where they have like Reign of Terror could be like celebrating Diablo and all the things we're working on in the future, and you were there for that talk.
Or the Reign of Terror is, we are no longer making Diablo.
Yeah, sorry guys, we canceled it. This is fucking the real terror right here. And it's gonna be, and they're like, okay, buy the merch on your way out, please. That'd be if we called that.
It'd
fucking
be anarchy.
Yeah. It's gonna be literally hell. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to like what I do think 100%, not 100%, but like what I put more of my money on, something more on the lines of something that is not the name of a game. I'd be actually very surprised if they did lie about this, but I wouldn't be so surprised if they did it. But I don't think they are.
It's gonna be their live action Netflix show.
Yeah, with some guy who doesn't look like any of the characters and some chick that people are gonna get really angry about on Twitter. So. If The Witcher is anything to
Base that off of.
For sure. But overall, it does pique my interest. I'm overall just interested in anything new Diablo. So just give me something new. I'll get excited for it. Probably anything, unless it's a fucking card game or a MOBA, even though Blizzard already has one. So we're fine there.
You sure you don't want a 3 versus 3
mobile game?
Mobile RTS.
No, I don't want that. Take your finger and put it on Diablo, and then you move it over to here and watch him walk over there. Now he's raising hell. Get them points. Oh, look at all the souls. Click them. I don't want that. Ball pit, though. Move him to the ball pit. Collect the balls. Fucking Reign of Terror. Yeah, anything else?
No.
You want to say on that? Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think this is? Or do you actually know? Do you have any more information on this leak? You're like, dude, what the fuck, man? They already said it's that goddamn ball pit they're putting in there. Seth guessed it correctly. What do you think it is? Do you think there's any validity on behind, some of our speculation? Do you have your own? Let us know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Diablo Reign of Terror. And let me know what kind of new Diablo properties are you hoping for? Do you want an expansion? Do you want a sequel? Do you want something outside of the genre, something brand new to expand the world of Diablo? Let us know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Diablo and Diablo Reign of Terror. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. So always thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Just choking on my words. I'm still doing it. Check me out on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. Hit the notification button to know when I go live. I also stream dual streams on YouTube as well. So if you're here, you're at the right place. Discord, link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. And we are on podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, and everything else under the fucking sun if you want to listen to us for whatever reasons. And if you're listening to us and you're like, hey, I'd like to watch that show, well, guess what? We have all them shows on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. But my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until the next episode, which should be this weekend for Tastecast, unless something else pops up, something exciting, something new. Maybe they're like, hey, Diablo Reign of Terror is actually a game coming out. We'll talk about that. Until then, have a good week, guys, and take it easy.